Hello, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and we have another video in our IDICBeer's 2015 January painting challenge. And as you can see, our little chaps here have been finished with the gold and the red. Everything's painted up, and I've started to apply the basing medium. Where we are, it just needs painting up now. We won't be doing that in a bit. I've also, as you can see, added the rust effect to these pipes. And another thing I've done is this one. If you remember, the back of it was red in the middle there. I've decided I didn't like that, so I've painted it gold to match in with all the others. Okay, so that's those. What I want to show you today, first off, these things. Now you get two of those and three different tops for it, shall we say. Why is there only one of them and two of those? Well, that's because I've painted one just to see what the colour scheme would be like. Now, again, I've not finished this yet. I want to go over the silver areas with black. Black wash rather. But that's the finished look that I'm looking for. So what we want to do first of all, before we do anything else, is, as I say, the black wash. Once I can find my Nuln oil. Is it around? Yep, it's here on the table in front of me. So we give it a quick shake first, pop you out of the way, open up, and dip my brush. So this was done, and we'll go through a video of painting these when I get round to the other one. This is just an update video to show how I'm getting on with them. I'm not actually doing any real painting in this one. It's just that I've not quite finished off these, and I thought I'd take this opportunity to do so, otherwise it's going to be an incredibly short video. That's that bit done, and now we'll move over to the weapon array at the top, like so, and again doing just black over all the areas that are metal or burn metal. We're not touching the red areas with this at all, mainly because we don't want to, and try to really avoid the blue turquoisey bits. That's what I'm trying to do as well. If it do go a little bit on the red, it doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt all that much. In fact, it may just add that little bit more shadow into certain recesses, which is not too bad. It's just really to dull the silver down. There we go. So I'll pop that on top of there like so, leave it to dry, and that's good. What I will do is grab my little cutty thing and I'll move that to one side. I will wash my brush, give it a wipe dry, and then open up my wet palette, take my Steel Legion drab, Bada, and as you know, this is the one I like to use for, oh, I just realised why it was a bit tricky to open. It's brand new, it's not been opened yet. So I want to take a bit of this, add it to my wet palette, and we will use this to paint the bases . Yeah, I don't know whether these pipes would be from some sort of like ventilation shaft or ventilation shaft kind of thing from a underground facility, or whether or not they've just been dumped or fallen in this way, but you know, fallen from a bit of a height and it's just embedded itself in the ground. But again, that's two of the options that could have happened with them. So we're just trying to tell a story as well as make a nice base. So if we can do that, all the better. There we go, and that's the last bit there for those. Near enough. Just make a couple of spots here and there up the legs. Don't want to go in too far up. There we are. Now, is that one dry yet? It's drying, but it's not dried fully, but where it is wet we won't be touching anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. Let's get on with it. So we've done that part. I'm going to do these in the edges in Rhine oxide, I don't care. So I'm going to put some of that out first of all. I'm not doing that first, I'll do the dry brushing along the top first and then go around, because to get a much neater effect if you do it that way. What we're going to be using for the dry brush and the highlight for the ground is Screaming Skull, as usual. It's a colour I trust for doing certain things. Okay, so there's a Screaming Skull set up, and I'm not using that brush, we're going to be using our small dry brush, and we just want a little bit on the brush, and then just gently waft over it. You can even waft over where you've put it on the edges of the of the terrain bits, because let's face it, we're doing highlights for the soil and the dust, we're not doing the highlights for the building. So there we are. And finally a little bit there on the front. There we are. Oops, that's one done. This one mustn't have had a thicker coat of the Steel Legion drab because it's dried very quickly. And as you can see, that bit too much paint on the brush, and I've managed to streak a little bit of the highlight colour there. But I think what I might do with this is go over with a touch of the Agrax Earthshade. That will dull it right down. And we'll do again here. Make it a little brighter than needs be, and then the Agrax Earthshade will dull it down later on. There we are. And we'll do the last one now. It's not quite dried enough, but I think it's only areas where I won't be touching that is still a little bit damp. So I'm not really too fussed about it, to be honest. Here we go. And that's that. I'll just rinse off my brush, get the Rhinox hide, which is this colour, very dark brown, and we'll just go over the very edges. So once we've done this, we'll give it time to dry, see how it looks, and then we'll come back and give it another coat if need be. I can see that these are going to need another coat. There's definitely not a strong enough colour on them not to have another coat. But now that that's been done, let's go over with the Agrax Earthshade over the top of the bases, just to darken up what we have here. Alright. And once these are done, we'll come back, have a look, and I'll say, if need be, I'll go over the edges again. But as you can see, it's looking a bit patchy in some parts, so we will need to go over. Well, on that one definitely. But as I said, time will tell time will tell with them, and we'll get to know when it's dried, but it's not a big deal. You're better doing a number of thin coats than one thick coat. I know I used to just try and get it on as quick as I could and get it done, but I'm trying my best now just to do it a little more thinner with the coats, hence the reason I've started using a wet palette. Paint are sometimes going on like a wash, and I'm just building up washes on them, which, depending on what kind of effect you want to do, can be quite effective, especially if it's things like ghosts in an undead army, or one that would be good for that would be using Agrax Earthshade on skeletons. Prime them white, and then just keep building up the colour wash with Agrax Earthshade on the bones. I'm just going to do a few spots of the Agrax Earthshade on the pipes as well. There you go, so there's the first four done. Obviously I'm going to be doing the base of these using the oh dear, the dark earth paste. I'll go over that as well, but I'm not going to be doing that as yet, and I'm not going to be doing it on camera. It'll be one of those things that I just show you once I've finished it. Now I'll not be using grasses on this either, flax and grass. I'm just going to use it as is, but now it's just a case of getting these three done, and then once those three are done, it's a case of finishing off the vehicles, doing these two chappies, and then that's my challenge done for January. I'm going to try and get it done. I'm doing my best to try and get it done before the end of January. I think I'm quite ahead on this. I may start another one yet, you never know. Before I go, in one of my unboxing videos I unboxed the Christmas Crazy Box from Mantic, and I discovered that I had the undead dog handler. Well, I've done the dog. I was about to prime him, and then I realised that the paint hadn't dried fully, so I gave up on the priming as yet. I'm probably going over it again, and I've glued your fella together. Now you may see something a little different with this. It's not the head that came with it. I lost the helmet. I forgot the helmet came off, and I don't know where the helmet went to, so I basically cut the head off another skeleton, flattened it off a little bit, and then cut the head off this, glued the head from the other skeleton on there, and there we are. So that head needs priming, and then I can start painting. But that's going to be another painting video probably. I may do this as to finish off my IDICBeer challenge. I don't know yet. If that's allowed in the rules, I don't know. But if not, if it's only one unit, then my unit's almost finished. But however it may be, you know, there's not a great deal to do. But I think next time I'll be doing one of these chaps. As I say, with this one I'm going to do it a different, not a completely different colour scheme, but I will be doing something different with this. This one I've got the idea of the black and silver version of Iron Man. I will be doing that with this fella, and these I will be doing something similar to that. I just quite like the way that's looking. So that's it from me from this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. So until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.